There have been a lot of massive throughout history, but most are just called that figuratively for their crimes against humanity. Very few are remembered solely for having a giant set of genitalia. Today's story is one of lust, betrayal, MILFs, and how one man's pocket rocket attempted to take down a kingdom. Introducing Lao Ai. Longtime subscribers might recall the story of Jin Ke and his assassination attempt against the first emperor of China, King Yingzheng. Despite being a horrible tyrant, the bizarre stories about the king are some of my favorite, and today centers around the promiscuity of the king's mother, Zhao Ji. The king's mother was originally a concubine for the merchant cum politician Lu Buwei, who was gifted to King Zhuangxiang. Together, the two gave birth to the child who would become the first emperor of China, King Yingzheng. On a side note, some believe that King Yingzheng was actually the love child of Buwei and Zhao Ji. Sorry to get all Games of Thrones there for a second, but it does help to understand the story. Years go by, and little Yingzheng grows up to take the throne. All the while, his mother and Lu Buwei continue their love affair behind the king's back. Finally coming to his senses, Lu Buwei decides that it's best to break up with the king's mother, but knows the only way to do so would be to present her with a man superior to himself. Enter Lao Ai and his massive junk. Lao Ai was born in 258 BC, which actually makes him the same age as King Yingzheng. Nothing is really known about him before the time that Lu Buwei discovered him and secretly hired him as a retainer. I can just imagine that job interview. Okay, Lao Ai, you seem to have a good work history and references. Now take off your pants. To make sure that the king's mother became interested in Lao Ai, music would be played and he was ordered to put his shaft through a large wagon wheel and dance around naked. Needless to say, the king's mother was impressed with Lao Ai's stature and wanted to take him as her lover. Lu Buwei of course agreed with this, and together they devised a plan wherein they would fake his castration, thus allowing Lao Ai to live with her as her servant. The plan went off without a hitch, and the two began to fall in love. Lao Ai quickly amassed considerable power within the court and was eventually awarded the title of Marquis of Changxin. He was given rule over Shanyang and enjoyed life with thousands of servants and everything he could ever want. Unfortunately, the king's mother became pregnant and gave birth to two boys. Because of this, the king finally heard what was going on and unleashed his wrath upon Lao Ai. To fight back, Lao Ai forged the royal seal and tried to raise an army against the king. But the king easily defeated the uprising and put out a massive bounty on Lao Ai's head. His children were beaten to death, the king's mother was sent off in exile for a few years, and Lao Ai himself was eventually caught, officially castrated, and tied to 4 horses and torn apart limb by limb. After that, the king gave a decree that anyone who mentions the affair of his mother will be immediately executed, their flesh removed by whip and limbs be piled around the city gates. There were apparently 27 men put to death because they mentioned it to him. Too soon, guys. Too soon. And there you have it, the story of Lao Ai and his massive junk. If you watched my previous video, you already know what happened to the king 11 years later. Usually, I finish these videos looking at the cultural impact each character had in history. And honestly, this time, I got nothing. But hey, if you're gonna be remembered, having a legendary package certainly isn't the worst way, right? So, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe. If you'd like to learn more about Chinese history, why not watch this one on the history of Baijiu? Or if you haven't seen my other video on King Yingzheng, you can click that one too. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm WooKong, and goodbye.